Are you interested in buying your first home but don't know where to start? I'm going to outline the 5 things you need to know to buy your first home. My name is Glenn Heslop. I bought my first home in 1997. And since then, I've worked for 18 years as a home builder, house flipper, professional real estate investor, and a realtor. I have bought and sold dozens of homes myself and a bazillion with clients. In the next few minutes, I'm going to use my experience to show you the 5 things you need to know to successfully buy your first home. Let's get started. One of the first things to ask is, why should you even buy a home of your own? Good question. Owning your own home is an important part of a solid financial foundation. When you pay thousands of dollars every year in rent to your landlord, you're building his financial foundation, not yours. At the end of that year, you aren't any better off. But when you buy a home, the payments you make will mean you will eventually own that home outright. This may sound like a simple concept, but it's so important. Wouldn't you rather pay off your own home than pay off your landlord's? It also feels pretty great to have your own name on the title of your home. Number 2, how big of a down payment do you need and where do you get it? First of all, what is a down payment? Now, the down payment is the cash you put down on a home when you're buying it, and the rest you'll borrow from a lender in the form of a mortgage. In general, the more cash you put down, the better, but the minimum you need is 5% of the purchase price of a house. So example, if you're buying a $300,000 house, 5% down payment, $15,000. Okay, so what if you really want to buy your new home, but you don't have the whole 5% yet? What are your options? Option 1 is to use your RRSP, or Registered Retirement Savings Plan. If you haven't owned a home in the last 4 years, then you qualify to use the RRSP Homebuyers Plan. This plan allows you to take money out of your RRSP without paying taxes and use it as your down payment, as long as you put the money back over the next 15 years. There are some additional details, but those are the basics. Option number 2 is a gifted down payment. Mortgage lenders will usually not allow you to borrow your down payment because they view it as additional debt and it affects your ability to qualify. But what they will generally allow is for all or part of your down payment to be gifted from a family member. For example, if you need a $15,000 down payment and you only have $10,000, a family member can gift you $5,000 along with a gift letter. Option number 3. Now, the old-fashioned way is to simply live frugally, stash all the cash you can, and save up your down payment. Now, whichever option or options you choose, you'll need to provide the necessary documents to show that you have the down payment and have a 90-day history on the money. Number 3. How can you get approved for a mortgage? Getting approved for a mortgage is a key part of the home buying process. It is super important to get pre-approved before you start looking at houses. Imagine finding a home you love and then finding out you can't get approved to buy it. It's kind of like a bride looking at wedding dresses above her budget. It's just a bad idea. It can also be really helpful when negotiating with a seller to be able to show that you've been financially pre-qualified and you can close this deal. So where do you get a mortgage? The first response for many of us is to walk into our local bank and ask for a mortgage. Sometimes a second inclination is to search around on a bunch of different websites, tapping out mortgage applications, seeing who will give us the best deal. I'm going to explain why I advise my clients to avoid both of these choices and suggest a better option. The problem with going into your local bank is your file only gets presented to one lender, that bank. And remember, the person you're dealing with, they're going to get their paycheck whether you get your mortgage or not. So what about looking for a mortgage online? Many years ago, I learned this lesson the hard way. I Googled around and applied for a bunch of mortgages on different websites. What I and many others have found is that multiple credit inquiries actually damage your credit score and make it harder to get approved for a mortgage. Boo! So what is the best option? I have found that the best way to get the fastest approval and the best interest rate is to bring in the help of a really experienced professional, really good mortgage broker. A great broker has access to many different lenders. A great broker works for you and not the bank. A broker is specialized and dedicated to mortgage financing. They only get paid after they make it happen for you. The best part is you don't pay them. They get paid by the mortgage lender. Number 4. What kind of house should you buy? It's important to think about what you can really afford and what your family's needs are. First, think about your finances. How much should you actually spend on your home? Your mortgage professional will give you a maximum amount that you can get approved for. Along with your mortgage payment, you'll have to pay property taxes, insurance, utilities, and condo fees if you buy a condo. You will still have to budget for food, transportation, savings, and a little bit of fun. Next, what style of house do you want? There are so many choices nowadays. Apartments, townhouses, single-family homes, duplexes, 2 stories, bungalows, the list goes on. You also have to think about, do you want a yard, a garage, a basement suite? There's no such thing as a forever home, so think about what your family's needs are right now and for maybe the next 5 to 7 years. Where should you buy? Well, this really depends on your personal preferences. What do you want to be near? How far are you willing to commute to work? Do you want to be near all the shops and restaurants, or would you prefer quiet suburban living? What are the neighborhoods you're considering really like? You can really get a feel for an area by looking at how well the homes are taken care of. Number 5. What are all the costs? There are other costs involved in buying a home. These include getting a home inspection, an appraisal, condo doc review if you're buying a condo, a lawyer to close the deal, land title fees. It's important to have some extra cash on hand for those costs so you won't be caught off guard. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions about buying a home or need clarification about anything I've talked about, please leave a comment below. If you'd like some help with the process of buying your own home, consider hiring me to work as your realtor. If you'd like someone dedicated, caring, unpretentious, and experienced on your team, I might be your guy. Okay, so who should contact? Are you looking to buy a home in North Calgary or the Airdrie area? Do you prefer casual and unpretentious over ego? I'm not a suit and tie guy. As far as you know, is your credit rating decent? Do you earn $30,000 a year or more and have been at your job for at least 2 years? Do you have a good start at saving your down payment? Even if you're not 100% of the way there? If everything else works out, do you want to buy your first home in the next 6 months or so? If you can say yes to these 7 things, then click on the Contact Me link in the description below. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss my next upload.